Back from Angel, this is episode 11 of season 3. Very excited to carry on with the season, see what's going to happen as we approach not only the halfway point of the season with this episode, we're also halfway through Angel after this episode, which is insane. It's only been a couple of weeks now, I think, since we reached a 1 year anniversary of me starting the show. And now here we are at the halfway mark. That's kind of mad to think. That we have less than a year to go of Angel now. You know, it's taken me a year to get to the halfway mark, but we've been watching it alongside Buffy that whole time. And when it comes to season 5, you know, we're just going to be watching that on its own because Buffy would have ended. So we're going to be getting through that a lot quicker. So that's kind of insane. And I'm very, very excited to see what's going to happen next with the season. Obviously Angel is a dad now, which is quite a big deal. Holtz is still going to be causing some trouble. And yeah, I think the team have kind of got a bit of an understanding as to how, you know, to move forward with Connor being about and everything like that. So I'm very, very excited to see where we're going to go next with the rest of the season. Exactly what direction the story's going to be taken in now that we have a baby around, and you know, how is Holtz and his demon kind of sponsor gonna kind of play into all that, and what else is gonna go down. I'm very, very excited. So yeah, halfway point of the series, I'm very, very intrigued to see what will happen now. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it.
Don't you look sterile?
A couple more hours sniffing that industrial cleanser, I think I might be.
That's how we're all looking nowadays.
She know.
What's going on? Oh no.
Happy birthday to you.
Aww.
Yeah.
Did you make a wish? I sure did. Jude Law was a little busy, huh?
Disappointing for you. Wow.
It's always gone well when she's made wishes.
Oh, wanted? What a cruel dilemma. Presents or sweet little baby face. Oh. Take the baby. Take the baby. Take the baby. Take the baby.
Oh no, Vision.
It's a teenager. A girl. She's.
Whoa! Shit. Is she dead?
I'll be okay. I'm just.
Huh?
This is some kind of bizarre birthday present you guys cooked up.
Shit present.
The visions are probably doing a lot more damage than she let on.
This last one must have overloaded her.
Don't say last, okay? She'll come out of this. She has to.
She will.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
I think Phantom Dennis was expecting the birthday girl.
Oh, Dennis.
I know we haven't been formally introduced. Actually, I'm...
That's so wholesome.
I'm Fred. It's nice to meet you.
Fred, you are so cool.
I agree.
I think we should tell him.
Come on, you telling me you never hid anything in your underwear drawer?
I don't know. I mean, for 5 years I didn't even have it.
There's something I have to say.
You love her?
You really piss me off, you know that? I thought we
Oh.
trusted each other, but you've been lying. Why couldn't you let me in? I could have helped you.
If she lets you in, you might turn evil.
She's just gone.
I'm standing right in front of you. Listen, I'm afraid.
Oh.
This isn't gonna happen. It's a bit much to ask. I'm not asking.
Ooh. On the plus side, Connor's not crying, so it could be worse. Oh. She's pulling a Fred. What the hell?
The tests show widespread neuroelectrical deterioration.
That's just a fancy way of saying...
She's dying.
Oh.
I think I like the fancy way better. I'm not ready yet.
Oh. Oh, fuck. Hello.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Skip.
Ah.
Chase, right?
We've seen him
Sorry
before,
it
haven't
took
we?
me so long. You don't belong here anymore.
Because I'm dead.
Not yet.
I don't want to die.
So don't.
The red spots, or what they call hot areas, are what you'd expect from a healthy, functioning brain. This one was dated 1 month ago.
Oh.
Just couldn't explain it. I can't really talk about it.
Oh, it's Horn.
So we can kick their asses. No, I mean I can't talk about it. They cast a spell. I went down to the
See? Did you get the information?
Only a champion can deal with the conduit. And even then you'll have to
I'll keep that in mind.
The powers that be popped me out of my body and sent me to a mall.
Actually, this is more of a construct of
Let's go to the mall today.
Oh my god. Doyle.
Yeah, he gave him to her.
That's what happened. Big cosmic whoops. Doyle was never meant to give you those visions. What they didn't count on were his feelings for you.
You mean Doyle gave me the visions because he loved me?
I can't answer that. What I can tell you is that it was a mistake.
Oh. Oh, I missed Doyle.
Powers that
Fuck.
be knew everything. Last vision I had blew out the back of my skull. We wasn't meant to have the visions as humans. But if you want my advice,
She suffered enough.
Not the truth. Oh.
Who should you run into?
Ah, it's the pilot.
Your entire life changed that night. In ways you couldn't imagine. Inside every living thing, there's a connection to the powers that be.
Ew.
Called instinct. I'm saying you're meant to be an incredibly famous and wealthy actress. And the powers that be can make that happen.
they can do that? They can
Oh.
turn back time?
They don't go for that.
If I could turn back
Think of it
time.
as
Huh.
writing over history. From this moment on,
I'll never forget.
How's Angel gonna know to save that girl if I don't tell him where she is? He needs me.
Let's go in here.
See how far she's grown. Ah.
She's a rich girl from Sunnydale who likes to play superhero. She doesn't have what it takes to do this. Don't the powers get that? Stop whispering and listen to me, damn it!
Oh.
Get me out of here now.
Yeah, let's skip this part.
You're
Huh.
killing her. I'm more afraid of her dying than she is. What is that?
Adelia,
I think I know.
you sure?
You gave me a choice, so I'm choosing. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh my god. God, that was so 90s. Oh. Are we gonna see, like, what went down if it was just, like, Angel and Doyle? Like, did Wesley still, like, meet up with them and join them and gun and everything? I mean, she wouldn't have been taken to Pylia, so Fred probably wouldn't be around.
That's a standard, Miss Chase. It's hardly fitting for someone of your...
Open it.
Yes, certainly.
I mean, for a standard room, that's fucking big.
1710.
Ah. So why is it there? If she never put it there.
Is your mom here?
She's up in Ojai visiting friends.
Is she a demon? This is the girl from the vision, right?
It's a retrieval spell. I'm gonna make my dad come back and live with us again.
Huh.
I think we should get out of here before that happens.
Ah.
What happened to your other arm?
Oh shit, yeah, I didn't even notice that. He's armless. Or maybe he's not. Oh, he's really not.
Is that guy a friend of yours?
Oh, look, I know we have a
Oh yeah, because they would have already known each other from Sunnydale.
My mom is gonna freak.
I don't blame her.
When Doyle, his only friend, died, he retreated into himself.
Him getting the visions didn't help either.
He got the visions.
Straight.
Oh, he's not even wearing shoes. Oh god, this is awful.
Don't be afraid. It's gonna be okay.
Oh! She took him back. Because she loves him!
I remember everything. I know my purpose in this world, and it includes the visions. And if the powers that be are complete dumbasses, they know it too.
The only way you get to keep the visions is by becoming part demon.
Oh.
Demonize me already.
Oh my god.
Being your guide, Cordelia Chase.
Love her.
Oh,
I lost you.
my vision.
The one you just said was taken care of?
No, the one I'm having right now. There's a young man in a park in Glendale. Somewhere
Oh,
near
and
a
she's
pond.
okay?
There's a demon.
Cordy.
What?
Oh. Oh. Okay. I really liked that episode. I thought that was great. It was kind of interesting that we got another kind of what if episode centered around Cordelia on two different shows now. I kind of like that, and it was around, you know, ish the same point in the series as well. You know, it was like what, episode 9 of season 3 of Buffy, and you know, it's quite kind of close here. I know Buffy had less episodes in season 1 and all that, but yeah, I'm halfway through Angel. That's crazy, and I wasn't expecting there to be like, I don't know if they purposefully had this episode. Well, actually, no, they couldn't have. What the fuck am I talking about? They didn't know they were only going to have 5 seasons. Did they purposely celebrate this landmark by having these story references and this what-if storyline? Of course they fucking didn't, you pleb. They didn't know how many seasons they were going to have. They didn't know this was the halfway point. Disregard that stupid comment. Yeah, I really, really liked how coincidental it was that the halfway point of the series actually kind of was a bit of a celebration of some key characters and some key elements of the show that's always kind of been around. And yeah, like this what if kind of story. I really, really enjoyed it. I loved the focus on Cordelia and like a Cordelia-centric story. Going back to the thing with the visions really damaging her and having this huge effect on her and her keeping that a secret from everyone. I love how we kind of revisited that after a little while, because that's like, what was that, episode 2 I think of this season, when they kind of last really dug into that side of things. And the fact that, you know, she was going to die if she had even like one more vision potentially. So she's half demon now, or at least part demon. That could make for some interesting kind of stories potentially going forward if we have like a Cordelia gets used to being part demon episode, or maybe she has even more abilities now. I'm glad they kind of did address this whole vision thing, and seem to have a solution for it. Although, I mean, I could take her just floating around when she's like having visions as opposed to, you know, nearly dying. So I think that's probably better. But what a fantastic celebration of Cordelia Chase and who she is now, and I think it's one of my favourite things to think back to my reactions to season 1 of Buffy, even season 2 for the most part, and you know, all those zoom-ins of my face whenever Cordelia said something bitchy and stupid, and I was like, oh god, just die already. And now I'm like, don't you fucking die. Character development at its finest, like how far she's come, the fact that she could have had it all, to quote Adele, she could have had this big life where she was like this famous star, but the cost of that was you know, Angel becoming even more of a tortured soul than he already is now. I didn't think that was fucking possible until this. You know, Wesley would have lost his arm, and I think the world would have been, you know, a bit worse off if Cordy and Angel hadn't bumped into each other at that party, and how different things could have been. I do love a good what if episode, I really do. I loved The Wish in Buffy, Turn Left in Doctor Who's another one of my favourites. Technically there's a what if arc for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and that's some of the best television I've ever seen. I just love how they kind of do those kind of things, and seeing her kind of get to live out this life. And you know, it's kind of nice for her because she's experienced that now, and she knows that she had the talent, I guess, to get that far, and she does have that talent in her because she did make it big. You know, it wasn't like, we've seen she wasn't the best actress to start off with, but clearly she got better and better as time's progressed. And the fact that she did make it big, you know, I think some of that has to be down to some talent that she possessed. Because, you know, we weren't really seeing her be like used for like her body or exposed in that way, kind of like the is it the TV ad or something she was doing in like episode 20 of season 2. So that was really, really cool to see that. I think it was just her that got big, and it was almost like a destiny. But she gave it up so that her friends didn't suffer anymore, and that she could bear a burden for Angel, because he already bears so many. I thought that was beautifully done, and she kissed him and she took the visions back. And I love that, you know, in The Wish in Buffy, she made that wish, she made this world happen. She didn't choose to make this world happen, she unintentionally made that world happen. And then she died, and you know, it was up to kind of someone else to save the day, because Giles was the one who like, stopped Anya then. And then in this episode, she does make the choice to change that world and have this happen. It's kind of morbid, really, because it kind of undoes Connor being born, it would seem. And yeah, she then chose to undo it again, and she actually was the one who kind of stopped this world happening this time. I quite liked that. So I think they were kind of more than aware of, you know, the wish, and maybe they wanted to parallel that in different ways. And I thought that was very interesting how they did that, and the fact that Cordelia was the one to kind of undo it this time in another world she created. And she gave up so much to do that, but she loves Angel, she loves him, she loves him, she loves him. Be it in, you know, she just loves him because she sees him as family, or if she is in love with him, I think that could be easily up for debate. But, you know, we know that Angel seems to have some feelings for her, so maybe it could be like a mutual thing. I don't know if they're going to explore it, but I'm kind of here for it, to be honest. I really like the idea. And yeah, just seeing like what would have happened to like Wesley and Gunn and Angel if they hadn't met at that party, and if she hadn't kind of been the bearer of all these visions from Doyle after his death. It's kind of crazy. It just shows how far she's come, you know. If Cordelia was presented with that choice, you know, a couple of years ago in the timeline, I think she would have just stuck with being the star, and she'd been more than happy. She wouldn't have given anyone a second thought. But she's grown so much, and having experienced those visions and seeing everyone's pain and knowing how much they need helping, she was more than willing to kind of have to bear that again. And even in a way she did die, because the human Cordelia Chase is gone. Technically she kind of did die, so she did make like the ultimate sacrifice, and what Skip was saying did kind of end up being true, because she did end up dying. But now we have this like part demon version of Cordelia, so she's technically kind of gone, the original Cordelia Chase that we know but we still love. I'm just exploring that sacrifice that she's making and how far she's grown and changed, and the fact that led her to make that decision. I thought, oh, so well done. The Doyle scene, when they showed that, and it was like, oh, you know, he had feelings for her, he loved her, that's kind of maybe why the visions were passed on. Oh, God, I cried. I love that. I was not expecting any kind of semblance of Doyle ever again, because obviously we know what happened with, obviously, Glenn. behind the scenes and everything. I don't think he'd passed away at this point. Maybe. I think it was either during season 3 or 4 he passed away. I can't remember exactly. But just to see him again and address that, Cordelia's face when she saw him, because that's, you know, she hasn't really seen him since she rewatched that tape of him after he died, you know. I imagine she's watched it many times since, but she got to see a recording of him and she got to actually see that kiss again. It's nice that now the latest, freshest kind of vision of Dora that she's seen was like that last little kiss they had, as opposed to the sadness of that video, you know, the "are we done" kind of thing. But I loved that they kind of brought that into it and were explaining that, really directly addressing how it was maybe possible that Cordelia got these visions, because I don't think Dole knew that that was going to happen, obviously. If he'd known how much it would affect Cordelia, he never would have done that. He just kissed her because he wanted to kiss her, you know, because it was the only chance he was going to have. And I loved all of that. And I loved her getting the visions back from Angel and seeing how much Angel would have been changed by those visions and scarred even further than he already is. He's even more of a broken man there. And Cordelia just being around has kind of made everyone's lives better, because she's become better. It's kind of nice that she makes people better because those people have made her better in return. It's just beautiful kind of family unit. I love how they kind of explored that and showed that. And the Cordelia from season 1 of Buffy, you know, would never have made the decisions that this Cordelia did. This selfless, awesome, brave, cinnamon rolly, genius Cordelia, who I adore. And I love that I can say that. I mean, I am justified in my hate of her at the start because we're supposed to not like her, but oh, I love character development, don't you? It's so good. I loved how they kind of explored that. I loved seeing Dennis, well, seeing Dennis again, having mentions of him and him like surprising Cordelia for her birthday. That was so wholesome. I love that little section. I also really liked Fred and Gunn interacting. I thought that was a really kind of nice, interesting pairing they don't really highlight a lot of, at least not in like a whole scene. So the fact that they were off investigating together, I actually quite liked that. It was a pairing they haven't explored a lot, so that was cool. They seem to have like a really nice, friendly, light-hearted dynamic that I quite enjoyed seeing. And then interacting with Dennis was really nice, and Dennis trying to protect Cordelia and hiding the pills and stuff away. I love it when they bring Dennis back into it, so that was really nice as well, because, you know, he's kind of been like a big supporting character, I guess, throughout the show ever since like episode 5. So again, that was nice how it all worked out, that the halfway point of the series was actually a real celebration and inclusion of lots of key elements of the show. It's crazy how that worked out, but it's really, really cool. I mean, yeah, seeing Skip again and him kind of orchestrating a way of like trying to save Cordelia's life, showing her Angel, like trying to plead with the powers that be for her, and obviously when Angel was kind of saying, oh, she's just, you know, playing hero, blah blah blah, I think that was, I don't know if that was just Skip altering what Angel was saying to kind of convince her to make this decision to change things, or if it was just, I think, very much Angel's anger being fueled as a way of trying to convince the powers that be to help her and save her. I think that was more so what it was, because I don't think he really meant that, you know, that she was playing a hero. He knows she's a hero. And then when she like disappeared, and she was like, oh, I'm more afraid of her dying than she is. Oh, and even then she, you know, some great acting as always by Charisma. And she was like, oh, I don't want to die, I'm not ready. When she said I'm not ready, I was like, oh god. So that was all so brilliantly well done. I thought the acting in this episode was just top notch. So seeing Skip again was kind of interesting. I like the role he kind of played in things, almost like a guardian and a guide for Cordelia. How that kind of blended the two worlds together was great. And yeah, Fred and Gunn had a lot of fun moments. I liked seeing Wesley being a bit of a badass again in this other potential future with one arm. That was kind of cool. And of course, you know, they already knew Cordelia, so they kind of addressed that again from season 3 of Buffy. That was really nicely done. Like, really good continuity there. And yeah, just seeing more of this whole dynamic, and Lorne going off to get information, getting a bit of a beating for it. A lot of funny moments with him, like not being able to actually speak the words because he got a spell put on him and everything. And yeah, just seeing Angel's determination to kind of get Cordelia back and bring her back. I guess a lot of it is, you know, due to his feelings for her and his real fondness for her that he's always had for, you know, quite a while at this point now. Some really, really great kind of character moments, and, you know, this was very much Cordelia's episode, I would say, in a celebration of her and how far she's come, and the fact that she can make these sacrifices now. I think it's a testament of the hero that she's kind of become, and the burden she's willing to bear. And yeah, it's just kind of an insight into how much she's changed for the better, how much she's changed everyone else for the better, how much they've changed her for the better in return. And yeah, celebrating that bitch I hated in season 1 of Buffy, who I wish dead every episode. Who'd have thought it, that I would love her now as much as I do. But what a fantastic, fantastic episode. I absolutely adored it. The Doyle stuff killed me. That was so beautiful. I loved how they kind of tried to explain how the visions were passed on to her, how she's made this sacrifice to become part demon, and that could be like a very interesting story going forward. Seeing like the whole what if Cordelia had gotten famous and made it big and hadn't become part of the Angel Investigations crew, and just showing how much better off they were, the fact that she did. Very, very good episode. I've really, really loved it. And yeah, I can't wait to see where we go from now, the rest of the season, the second half. The second half of the entire show. Madness. But yeah, I love this episode. It was so, so good. Brilliantly kind of executed, I think, and I like how they kind of touch back on the Cordelia vision things and potentially have a solution for that now, so we don't have to have them anymore. And probably Charisma is probably very pleased about that as well. We shouldn't have to do all that screaming and rolling around on the floor anymore. As good as she was at it, it's nice that she might get a break from that. And yeah, just a fantastic celebration of an amazing character. Some really emotional moments, some fantastic performances. And yeah, I liked, you know, some pairings like the Fred and Gunn stuff was really interesting. I love the Dennis stuff. Skip was fun to see him again. Really, really great stuff. I adored this episode. And yeah, happy halfway through Angel. Yay. And yeah, I guess it was her birthday, so they were celebrating Cordelia, you know, for being part of their lives and for being who she is and for still being around. And this episode was celebrating Cordelia as well. I like that. I think that was really, really nicely done. So yeah, what an amazing episode. I loved it. Season 3 is so, so good so far. I think this is already my favourite season of Angel, spoiler. And I can't wait to see what may happen in the second half. I mean, I will take that back if the second half is shit, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, great, great episode. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Cordelia, what a hero. And yeah, my next reaction is going to be to episode 12 of Angel. So I'm excited for that. And until then, thanks for watching.